A gruesome crime in LaPorte has left the community shocked and a family just devastated. Thessalonica Allen faces more than half a dozen charges, including murder, abuse of a corpse, and child neglect. She's accused of killing her husband, Randy, chopping up his body, and putting him in bags.
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel True Crime Tales. Join us as we take a look at how events unfolded in various crimes all around the globe. Our focus is on the details, evidence, theories, victims, investigations, and mystery found in these crimes. If you wish to see more of our videos, remember to subscribe and ring the notification bell. In today's episode, we look at the story of Thessalonica, Allen, and Randy. 50-year-old Randy was married to 34-year-old Thessalonica. Their marriage was questionable at first because of their age difference, but as days went by, their relationship seemed like a perfect one to the public. Unfortunately, all that glitters is not gold. Behind the closed doors, they were never on the same page. Randy had married Thessalonica with children from her previous marriage. According to the stepchildren, Randy had lost faith in their marriage and at one point mentioned walking away from it. He was uncomfortable with his wife's social media activities and unknown absences. Nevertheless, he still acted normal around the children and even the wife. According to the neighbors and friends, Randy was a caring, compassionate, and dedicated person. He was a friend and play partner to his children. His stepkids viewed him as an awesome father figure who accepted them unconditionally. His daughter Julia stated that there were no red flags to indicate that her dad was unhappy in his marriage. On the weekend before his untimely death, Randy and his stepkids had a lot of fun and excitement as they went about doing their normal daily activities. In the evening, he helped the kids do their homework and prepare for bed. He sat down to prepare himself for bedtime but decided to scroll through his social media feed first. What he came across on one of the websites was incredible, as it confirmed his wife's infidelity. He went to confront his wife and a heated argument broke out. Two of the kids were present in the house and could hear their parents' arguments. They were scared and worried at the same time, but hoped that everything will calm down. They waited for things to cool down, but the argument became worse. Suddenly, they heard a loud sound coming from their parents' bedroom. The sound was very alarming, and the argument had stopped. They rushed there to find out what it was. Upon entering, their father was lying on the floor, and their mom quickly put away the firearm in her hand. The mom was furiously staring at Randy. The father beckoned his kids to call 911 for help. They took a phone, but before they dialed in digits, their mom took away that phone and warned them against contacting anyone. She sent the kids back to their room, leaving their dad on the floor. Few minutes later, Randy passed away. His wife covered him with a plastic bag, then went ahead to hide the lifeless body in her daughter's closet. Moments later, past midnight, Thessalonica woke up her kids in order for them to help her carry his body into the car from the closet. They tried several times, but he was too heavy for them to carry. They retired to bed to wait for a new day. Thessalonica left the house without saying where she was headed to in the morning. The kids were still in shock of what happened, but could not bring themselves to report the incident to the police. Later on, their mom came back with an axe and cleaning agents. She chopped Randy's body into pieces and called the children to help her pack them in a bag. No one knows why she involved the kids in the heinous act or even exposed them to their dad's dismembered body. They were there to move the bag into the car, but once again it was still too heavy for them to move it. She decided to look for help somewhere else. She called her ex-boyfriend, who happens to be the dad to one of her kids. She told the ex-boyfriend to rush over to the apartment and save them because Randy was attacking her and the kids. The ex-boyfriend hit to her call and went over. On arrival, She told him that Randy continued to attack them and she sought to defend herself by finishing him off. Unfortunately for her, the ex refused to be an accomplice in the crime, so he left without giving her a hand in disposing of Randy's remains. She had to think of another way out, but before getting a solution, the ex arrived at her doorstep with the police, who got her arrested. Randy's family had not been informed of the bad news until 5 days after the incident. Randy's sister was in pain after the news that was brought to the family.
And the pain and the trauma that our family is going through right now. Knowing that the person that you love was taken away from you in such a awful manner, and he didn't deserve that.
For some reasons, the mom had suspected that something wasn't right at all.
Was wrong because we always talk, and I kept calling them and no answer. I said, what's going on? Texting. And when that police came in their door and my landlord came in that house yesterday, I knew something was wrong with my son. And I lost.
A search warrant was given out for the crime scene and they collected the axe, cleaning agents, and notes written by Thessalonica on how she would murder her husband, move body to a remote location, and burn the remains to get rid of the evidence. There was another handwritten to-do list on how she planned to attack him, that is, spray him in the face, hit him in his knees with a hammer, then stab him. After that, roll up his body in sheets and plastic bags. With all the evidence against her, she was charged with murder, alteration of a scene of crime, interference with reporting of a crime, 2 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and 2 counts of neglect of a dependent. She had no remorse for her actions whatsoever, and she pleaded not guilty. Her defense team maintained that she acted out of fear and defended herself. The handwritten note clearly proved that her actions were premeditated. What was more heartbreaking is the fact that her own children had to take the stand and testify against her. She was found guilty of all the charges and sentenced to 63 years in prison. What happened to that man was indeed sad, and maybe it gives us an insight that we should never ignore the red flags. And if your heart tells you to move out when things are not working, maybe you should do so instead of just sitting and hoping for the better. For his family, we pray that they will receive comfort that best suits them. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I'll be seeing you in our next video.